Chapter 21. One day, one of my friends invited me to attend worship in the mosque of Tiruvannamalai. I went and was told the strange story of a North Indian Mohammedan saint, generally called Haji. A few days before his death, he said to his disciples, "When I leave my physical form, my spirit will remain with you. Let everyone, without any difference of creed and social status, come to my grave whenever he may be in need of help. Let him express his need or wish as clearly as he would were he facing my present visible form. I shall certainly hear his entreaty and shall transmit it to the Most High, who will fulfill it for the sake of his servant." I was told of many cases when such assistance had been granted, irrespective of creed, to Muslim, Hindus, and Christians alike. A few days after visiting the caves on a beautiful evening, I went to see this Haji's tomb. It was in a modest thatched hut. Inside was an old watchman of the mosque who lived nearby and supplied the incense sticks to be burned day and night at the tomb. It was very simple, oblong in shape, and two small lights were burning on the parapet of the veranda, about 1.5 yards deep, running round the mud-floored hut. On one side of it could be seen the white walls of the mosque, and from another the sun-scorched fields of the plain. Silence and peace reigned in this modest shrine. The sun was just setting, a good hour for meditation, and that the place also was most suitable for it. I had in a moment ample proof. The psychic atmosphere of India is very different from that of most other countries. One might say that contemplative moods are in the very air. This is easy to understand if we admit that no energy is lost in nature. Millions of human beings, often endowed with extraordinary spiritual powers, with a mighty radiating influence, have from time immemorial been throwing into the atmosphere of India streams of energy generated by their meditations. Also, since the thoughts of many inhabitants are directed towards superphysical aims, all this creates a peculiar magnetism, especially in so-called holy places like the ashram and its surroundings. For me, the tomb of the Mohammedan saint proved to be one of these magnetic spots. In a few moments, after having excluded the visible world from my consciousness, I became aware of the Haji's presence. It was like that of a sweet and extremely kind person asking me what were my needs and wishes, and urging me to express them frankly without any shyness or reservation. But on this occasion, I had no request to make, save only the one thought which was always in my mind, even in the presence of Maharshi. It is difficult to explain what it was, but for those who know the Indian philosophic terminology, the expression, a wish to enter the stream of meditation, would be best. That night, this stream carried me farther than I had expected. During the next weeks, I returned several times to this silent shrine, having some entangled and difficult problems to solve. One of them seemed utterly hopeless, for its solution from the physical point of view was impossible. And yet, within 3 days after my last visit and request for the Haji's help, a happy and unexpected solution came of itself without intervention on my part. Those of the readers who live on the surface of things may react to this story in a more comfortable than wise way by saying offhand, "Oh, it was a mere chance." Once I asked one such believer in chance to be good enough to explain to me what exactly this word meant to him and what range of happenings it covered. Alas, I met with sheer vagueness, neither he nor anybody else being willing to give me a logical answer, although they maintained they knew very well what the word meant, which is, it is so clear everybody should understand it. Yet I have never heard an adequate explanation. Of course, I'd not mind such comments.